Hey everybody, Ben here. Thanks for clicking on the video. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. Gonna ring some bells here. They might be a little loud. You may want to turn your volume down. If it resonates, feel free to like or comment. If not, don't make it fit. Seeing dinosaurs in a landscape, and it's very drastic from almost like rainforest tropical to a very barren and then the barrenness just kind of continued onward for like I'm like right above the landscape, but moving very fast, and it's clearly showing like cycles of time, duration, and then naturally, we start to see things being built again. So we're looking at cycle, transformation, change in general, and it's evolving. There obviously that desert would have gave off uh, an infertile, stagnant time, maybe that we experienced, and it's beginning again. Two of Wands reversed. Hesitation. This is giving immediately that barren desert time was probably you can probably term it like hermit mode kind of deal, that we were pulled back for a bit, probably going through some healing or readjusting to who truly we are and what we like, what we want in our life, what we don't want in our life. And I think it's giving off this idea that I'm a little afraid to get back out there, whatever that may look like. It doesn't have to be relationship sense, but interacting with people in general, or going towards something, getting back in the game of life here on Earth. Worried about the repercussions, and not in a bad way. It's just like, what's going to happen? Am I strong enough? Eight of Cups, spiritual growth. What I mean by that is my boundaries, my self-respect, what I was working on during this period. Am I, what I worked on, like confidence, self-esteem, boundaries. And during this period, we probably weren't interacting with many people. And now it's like putting this to the test. Am I going to stick to it? Are they going to hit a wound and I'm going to waver, or I'm going to cave to whatever it is? Am I still carrying some sort of dependency or people pleasing way? Three of Swords, heartbreak. It doesn't just have to be in a relationship. Granted, if we are going, if we were in that stage of recovering after one, in the desert aspect, uh, healing these wounds, there might have been that cycle where we were in a wounded place and we found people that were that wound and they showed it to us, and now we healed it. And a little nervous, am I gonna repeat these steps, or am I gonna get into it and it's gonna happen again? I mean, it's a fair fear, a fair worry, that hesitation. Uh, Also, just in general, say we healed something in a wound that reflected in the work environment, and we took a bit of a break, and we're going back into it. Same shit, different day, different company, however you want to word it. Uh, Maybe we were removed from our family for a while, and uh, healing a lot of aspects that maybe they generated. And getting back into that relationship have they changed? Probably not. Are you going to be able to reinforce your change? Are they going to respect it? You know, a lot of these things come up. King of Cups, sideways. We got balanced heart and manipulation. We have to accept and trust that during this period we have balanced. I look at this as emotional wisdom and intelligence. We've processed a lot of things. We've come a long way. Now it hasn't been put into the test into individuals, but we know it. And I think that's where that hesitation comes up. Like, is this going to be a repeat? Am I going to fall into this again? And at times, depending on how we look at the mirror aspect, we could create experiences like this, our little fears. And if we really focus on them, we can generate that. Could also look at it as, the word attest. Sure, we'll have our past experience pressed up on us a bit to see, did we really let this go? Have we moved forward from this? Can it still stick in there a little bit? And maybe people from the past as well will come in with those manipulative behaviors or tactics to see if they can still, get some sort of supply from you, however that may look. And I don't know, I'd like to turn that as a test. Did we really get through it? Did we heal it? Are we ready to move forward? And we're not in that cycle anymore. It's been healed. Well, that card's upright. I don't think any other ones. The Emperor. Discipline. This is holding ourselves to it. And not wavering. When we really think about it, like, easiest example would be like a romantic relationship. And say there, like, we can see the red flags maybe that, hey, this is kind of a repeat of the past, but I like them, or I think they're attractive, or they have money, and I think that's worth sacrificing, or what's the word? Oh, I don't know what the word is. I always forget this word. Like, we're giving up a accommodating. We're weighing the odds and saying, well, they have this, so I can bend a little bit here. Where we should not be in that place. We need to have the discipline, sticking to our guns, our boundaries, our self-respect of how we see this individual should show up for us. Otherwise, we'll just repeat again. Same thing with, work or family or friends. Anything from the past, naturally, we would have had friends for a while or family. They know where you were. They know your wounds. And they're going to play with those. Doesn't really matter at that point. If they're that negative of an individual, they don't deserve to be in your experience. I'm very strong on, if they're not rooting for you and in your court, no matter what you're after or interested in, they're not worth it. These people should be supportive in our lives. Otherwise, they're holding back, and that's not helping you grow or move forward. I also feel like that in a relationship. They should be rooting you along, in your court, supporting you, whether you are healing or trying something new. Nine of Wands reversed. You got vulnerability. Excuse me. Naturally, these wounds are a vulnerable place, and they can be played on us very easily. During our healing stage, this desert experience would have been very trying and emotionally touching on us, because we're dealing with some stuff that maybe we really didn't know we had, and we carried it, and we wore a mask to cover it, and we grabbed things and people to surround us that we thought were, covering it up, but really they were heightening it or making it worse. And we had the Queen of Cups, emotional wisdom. We've gained that through this desert period. We have to remember what we've learned and what we walked away from. Being away from something for a long period of time sometimes can create this facade that, okay, what happened wasn't really as bad as it was when it happened. and I've moved on from that. Uh, yes, I've healed a lot and I saw a lot of things, and then it's reintroduced, and we kind of forgot or give them a second chance. And maybe I misunderstood. Maybe I was misseeing it. We need to trust ourselves and use our discernment that, hey, I know, but what is it that maybe I don't want to accept? Why don't I want to accept this? Maybe that's what we need to look at, whether it was a new person and we see the red flags, but they have this or that, and that makes it okay in our mind, or a family member or an old friend, or even a work employer in general. What is it that I'm abiding by to get? What am I getting from here that I'm okay sacrificing a part of myself, which we shouldn't be? But what am I thinking about? I can trust myself. And maybe if we're contemplating uh, giving up a part of ourselves for something, we need to look at where that lack is and generate that within versus relying on the external to give it to us. The tower, otherwise, you know, it'll be ripped from our lives again. We'll experience it again. We'll go through this cycle again because we didn't trust ourselves. There was, when we're going into things, and like I said, if we're looking at something and we're sacrificing a part of ourselves to gain something, we're in a place of lack somehow. And obviously a disservice to self because we're neglecting that part that we need or deserve to get something. And until we heal that, we would continue to repeat that cycle. So I'll leave this here. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, or subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later.